We hold these truths to be self-evident that all studies are not created equal. That's why Just Facts Academy gives you the tools to sort out the crummy studies from the solid ones. In today's lesson, we examine the most reliable type of study, see what makes them great, and learn how to spot when these gold standard studies go off the rails. Hang on. Randomized control trials, or RCTs, are studies in which people are randomly assigned to receive or not receive a certain treatment. This can mean anything from a drug or welfare benefit to a face mask or educational opportunity. The defining feature of RCTs, they control for every factor but the treatment being studied. This is a natural outcome of randomly giving the treatment to some people and not others, ensuring that any major differences between the groups are due to the treatment and not some other variable. Done properly, RCTs are the gold standard for research because they provide a rigorous tool to examine cause and effect, which is not possible with any other study design. That's why, as a medical textbook explains, that a well-designed RCT overcomes the major weaknesses of all other types of study designs. Take a special note of that phrase, well-designed. First, a well-designed RCT begins with a pre-analysis plan, where researchers disclose what they plan to measure before they measure it. Pre-analysis plans prevent biased or dishonest researchers from changing the goalposts after results begin to pour in. Per the journal Epidemiological Reviews, credible RCTs are designed with endpoints and case definitions clearly laid out in advance to avoid what is sometimes termed data dredging, or looking for those outcomes for which significant differences would be found. Surely no one would deviate from their pre-analysis plan, would they? Well, the pre-analysis plan for the famed Bangladesh mask study states that it will measure hospitalizations and mortality, but these measures are completely absent from the study's results. This is a flagrant breach of research ethics, and it obscures the only data that can objectively prove whether masks save or cost lives on net. Another attribute of a well-designed RCT is the use of placebos, or fake treatments. The mind is a powerful thing, so researchers often give some subjects of their study a placebo so they don't alter their mindsets or behaviors as a result of knowing they received a treatment. In some studies, even researchers don't know who receives the treatment, so they don't respond to the subjects differently. This is called a double-blind study. However, placebos aren't always possible. For example, real-life studies of face masks cannot be blinded because subjects can clearly tell whether or not they're wearing a mask. Besides pre-analysis plans and placebos, here are 5 more things to look out for when analyzing RCTs. 1. Data manipulation. If an RCT is well designed and honestly presented, there's no need for complex analytical strategies like a generalized linear model with a Poisson family and log-link function. Huh? Exactly. As the Journal of the Royal College of Physicians of London warns, statistical malpractice typically occurs when complex analytical techniques are combined with large data sets. Indeed, as a general rule, the better the science, the less the need for complex analysis. 2. Attrition. Beware of RCTs where people drop out. If a drug takes 1 month to be fully effective, but the initial side effects cause people to drop out before the first month is over and data is collected, then the results from the remaining subjects do not accurately measure the drug's benefits and harms. If you think no one would ever test the drug in that way, think again. 3. Intent to treat. Real RCTs include all the people taking part in a trial, regardless of whether or not they fully adhere to the treatment or switch to an alternative treatment. This is how you measure actual practice in the real world instead of utopia. The moment a researcher departs from an intent to treat analysis, the results are no longer random, which is the linchpin that makes RCTs reliable. Yet some researchers repeatedly try to get away with this. This kind of trickery can fool people who don't understand the importance of intent to treat. But not you. 4. Meaningful outcomes. Make sure the RCT directly measures results that truly matter. not surrogates or proxies for them. For more details, watch our video on overgeneralization. And 5. Margins of error. Money, time, and circumstances often limit the number of people in studies, and if the number is too small, the apparent results can merely be due to chance. We'll show you how to sort this out in an upcoming video about margins of error. One last thing, if RCTs are so great, why not use them all the time? Well, first of all, randomized control trials are sometimes not feasible when ethical considerations, costs, resources, or time prove prohibited. And of course, some matters like global warming can't be studied with RCTs unless we had 1,000 Earths to randomize to different treatments. Therefore, sometimes we need to analyze with other types of studies that aren't as reliable as RCTs. We'll show you how to do that in upcoming videos. In the meantime, keep it locked to Just Facts Academy so you can research like a genius.